Just want to take the opportunity first to thank the Premier Eby and the Minister of Public Safety for coming to the community, and the Federal Minister as well. One, to have boots on the ground. To you heard from the Premier, they attended the vigil tonight as well, and connected with community members and see the grieving that is starting to happen. I think that's important to have ministry and the Premier here and the federal government here. And the reason I say that is our community, which is a big family, we're one big family. We're going to need the support. And reaching out to government after yesterday's big tragedy, as it was coming across through the alerts on the phones, and then as it was picked up as we were learning more and more as the event unfolded. I didn't even have, if we had fatalities, if we had people shot. The first thing the Minister of Public Safety reached out, and I said, we're going to need counselors. We're going to need counselors, boots on the ground tonight or tomorrow. And I want to thank the provincial government. My understanding is today we had 5 counselors from Northern Health. We had 2 available at the community center for the families that have lost loved ones. We had 3 at the community health center for the rest of our community, for the family members of the community. I'm also aware that School District 59 has brought in counselors to support the teachers and the students. And I think that you can't thank the government enough on the quick action to get counselors on the ground working with their agencies. It is so important when we see a tragedy like this, with young lives lost, families don't have their children coming home last night. I think it was really, really important to see that, and I thank the government. They came right to bat, and I can't thank them enough for that. I did have, the minister had reached out yesterday as well, and I thank him for that too. And he made a commitment to come up and be at the community to, talk to our first responders and our medical professionals, our nurses, our doctors, and teachers. Everybody's going to be grieving in Tumbler Ridge, and we're one big family. And I can't say that enough. We're one big family, and my biggest thing I'd like to say to the community of the family we have here is, lend your ear when somebody needs your ear. Lend your shoulder when somebody needs your shoulder. Give somebody a hug. It was talked about like that tonight at the vigil. And even though you're media and you've come to this community, I suggest if you're in a community for multiple days, feel free to reach out to our residents. Give them a hug. Please give them space though, but offer a hug. I know as media we look for those stories. We want to connect with the families that are grieving, and I ask that you give them space to grieve properly. I think there'll be time down in the future if those stories need to come out or those families want to share those stories. But if I can ask anything of this media that's here today in Tumbler Ridge, it is to please give the space to the people that are grieving, but feel free to offer a hug, and that might get a conversation going that helps you with your story, or you can get that story out of what the loss has meant to this big family of Tumbler Ridge. So really, if that one thing we can ask the media, I really do ask that. But again, please feel free to talk to residents and offer a hug. I think it's so important that we learn that hugs help that grieving stage. But again, I want to thank the provincial government for honestly saying what they're going to do, and they did it. They had boots on the ground today. There was boots on the ground last night, is my understanding as well. I want to thank our local MLA, Larry Neufeld, too. He's been in the community all day today. He was going to come down last night at 1 a.m., but it's best to wait and come in the morning. Mr. Zimmer, our MP, is also here, and I want to thank them. And our CMP, 2 minutes on scene. They've saved lives, and I just, we'll see stories unfold. But I just want to thank all of our teachers and all the students that, did what they went through on training and lockdown procedures, and followed what they learned in those training. And I just, again, my heart's with our community. And again, if people need an ear, please give them an ear. If they need a hug, give them a hug. But again, I want to thank the province, and we've had a great conversation tonight, and we'll dialogue. The dialogue will stay open, and I know that. So again, I just want to thank our first responders, and anything we can do for our community to reach out. Thank you.